Hello, everyone, and welcome to my B1 Low Intermediate English course. In this module, you will learn present perfect continuous versus the present perfect and the difference in their usage. At the end, you will get to practice what you just learned with a few sample exercises. Let's get started. Okay, so we'll look at this table briefly here, um, showing the form. So for present perfect continuous, what we do is we use have and then plus been, which is the participle, past participle for the verb be, and then the verb ending in ing. So for example, you will see um, have been working. Um, and the short form or contraction is the apostrophe VE. This is for I, you, we, they. Um, and then we have for he, she, and it, third person. We use has been plus the verb has been working, and then the contraction is just apostrophe s. He has been working. He's been working. Okay, for the negative, we use the subject and then we insert not between have and been. Okay, and then we can shorten that to haven't, like we haven't been working. And for third person here, singular, we do the same, has not and been and the verb. So she has not or hasn't been working, for example. For the question form, um, we start with have or has, and then the subject here, and then been working. For a short answer, um, we would say yes. For example, I have, right? Or no, I have not or haven't. It's more common to use the contraction here. All right, we'll talk more about this and present perfect in the next slides. Okay, so as a review of present perfect, we'll look briefly at what it's used for. So it's used for past recent events, past experiences, and unfinished situations. So as we learned previously, the present perfect is formed using have plus the past participle of the verb. Um, we form the present perfect continuous, as we just saw with the present perfect of be, that's been, and plus the ing form of the main verb. Um, so subject plus have been plus present participle. Here are a couple examples. Um, so I have already walked 5 miles. And then this one, I have been walking for 2 hours. All right, so present perfect, and we know that we can say how much of something we have done already. And for the continuous form of this, we would specify a duration of time for 2 hours here. All right. Okay, so the present perfect continuous, the meaning and use. So, first one we want to talk about is actions from the past until now. That's a duration here. So we use the present perfect continuous with action verbs, also called dynamic verbs, to talk about situations that have started in the past and have not finished or that have just finished. For example, the question, have you been crying? And a sample answer, yes, I have, or no, I haven't. And then there's this. Sorry, I am so dirty, but I've been painting. So, so yeah, these actions here, especially the one with about painting, has not been finished yet. Um, and about crying, this action here, this sounds like it just finished. Have you been crying? Well, yes, I've just finished crying. Kind of like that. All right. There is often a present result from doing these actions. For example, you've been crying. Your eyes are red. So this here is the present result. And then for this one, I am dirty now because I have been painting. So being dirty here, that's the present result here of painting. Okay, we can use the present perfect continuous to talk about continuous or repeated actions or situations from the past until now. So, for example, she's been calling you for days. So this means she has repeated this action here, maybe for several days. Okay, and then I've been studying since you left. Okay, so this means I've done this action continuously without stopping. Um, let's talk about for, since, how long, lately, all day, week, month, and so on. Okay, so we can use these expressions here to ask or say how long a situation has been happening. So let's look at some examples on the next slide. Oh, let me see. Yep, there we go. Okay, so for, since, how long, lately, all day, etc. Okay, so I haven't been feeling well lately. That's one here. And then he's been annoying us all evening. So this action started in the evening and has continued, for example. And then she's been studying very hard for weeks. So this is duration here. How long have you been playing golf? So we're asking how long here. And then this one, we have been cleaning the house since this morning. So that's when this action cleaning started and is still was still continuing. Um, okay, so we want to know whether to use present perfect simple or the continuous form. All right, so situations that started in the past and still continue. We'll look for that. So we can use the present perfect and the present perfect continuous to talk about situations that started in the past and still continue. Okay, but we must use the present perfect simple with non-action verbs. These are stative verbs, and we normally use the present perfect continuous with dynamic verbs. Although sometimes the present perfect, um, well, the simple, I just call it present perfect, is also possible. So, for example, we have had this car for years. Um, so, have here, this is a stative verb, non-action. And then this one, I haven't been sleeping well lately. So, yeah, this one here is we know it's the continuous form. It's an action verb or dynamic. All right, so we use the present perfect continuous and not the simple with dynamic verbs for situations that started in the past and still continue when we want to emphasize how long the situation has lasted. So look at these examples. I have been waiting for hours. Okay, so sounds like I've been waiting for a long time. So And then I couldn't do the dishes. I've been working all day. So, yes, starting from morning until the whatever time in the day. It doesn't say how long, it just says all day. So, okay, now about finished and unfinished situations. So we use the present perfect for finished actions in the past when we don't say when. And then we use the present perfect continuous for actions or situations that maybe have not finished or that maybe have finished very recently. So, for example, um, who has eaten my cookies? So, we would say this if there were no cookies left. The action here is finished. All right, and then this one here, who has been eating my cookies? We would say this if there are some cookies left still. Um, so the action here is unfinished. You can see. And then here we've got, I've been watching the series you recommended. I'll tell you about it when I finish watching it. Okay, so this action is unfinished, as you can see. I haven't finished watching this series. And then we have, I have watched the series you recommended. I watched the last episode yesterday. So this action here, right here, it's finished. All right. Okay, actions with present results. So we can use both present perfect and present perfect continuous for actions with present results. We definitely use the present perfect if these present results come from completing the action. Here are a couple examples. Look how nice my car looks. I've washed it. So, yes, so we can see that the car looks nice because I've finished washing it. So this is finished here, obviously. All right. And then something is different in this house. Have you painted it? All right. So the house looks different because you completed the action of painting it. Okay. And then we use the present perfect continuous if the present results come from the process of doing the action. All right. So for example, sorry, I'm so sweaty. I've been mowing the lawn. All right, so it basically means I'm sweaty because of the physical activity of mowing the lawn. And then this one here, how come you are so dirty? Have you been painting? So this means you are dirty now because of the process of painting. All right, okay. Now, finally, let's look at how long versus how many or much. So we use the present perfect continuous to talk about the duration of an action. For instance, about how long we have been doing something. And we use the present perfect basically to talk about how many things or how much of something we have done. Okay, so we'll look at these. I've written 20 emails. So I'm talking about how many emails I've written so far. Okay, and then this one here, I have been writing emails for hours. So I'm talking about how long I have spent writing emails here. Doesn't say how many, but it says how long I've spent. Okay, and then this last one here, she has called customer service 3 times. So basically, she has had to call them 3 times so far. All right, well, we're going to go on to do a few sample exercises, have some fun, and check our knowledge, what we learn. Okay, so this first one from the drop down menus, we'll choose which one is appropriate for the sentences. Okay, have been cycling or I've cycled and my legs are really tired now. Okay, so um, what do we want to do? So it sounds like it was it started earlier and in the past and it recently finished or it's still continuing. So we want to do which one? First one, if you chose that, have been cycling, that would be correct. Okay, number two, I'm sorry I'm late. Okay, have you waited or have you been waiting for a long time? Okay, so this sounds like, well, if we're talking about a duration here, we use the continuous. So if you chose the second one, have you been waiting? Um, because we're still asking for how long, but yes. All right, number three, how long have you been knowing or have you known Peter? Okay, because know is a non-action verb, we know what to do, right? So if you chose the second one, have you known? You are correct. The present perfect. Okay, let's see number four. Somebody has been eating or has eaten my cookies. There are none left. Okay, so this action sounds like it's finished. If you chose the bottom one, has eaten, you are correct. And of course, we looked at the other example, same sentence, somebody. So we have two same choices. There are very few left. Okay, so sounds like the continuous form, right? Has been eating. So that would be correct. Okay, let's look at number two, what we have. So this is multiple choice. So I've read, was read, or have been reading the book you lent me, and it's great. I'll give it back to you when I finish it. So this means the action here is unfinished. Okay, so which one sounds like it goes? Okay, if you chose option C, have been reading the book, then you are correct. All right, number two, Bruce. So we've got two blanks here. Has been playing, has won, is playing, has won, or has played and has been winning. So, so Bruce tennis since he was a child, he many trophies. Okay, so here's what we want. So it was started in the past and it's continuing. So if you chose option A, has been playing and has won, that would be correct. So this is the present result here. Right, number three. Okay, you, okay, so has spend, have spending, or have been spending too much time playing that stupid game. So there are two correct options here. So, all right, the first one, we can use present perfect, so option A, and the other one is, all right, so if you chose option C, have been spending, that would also be correct. Okay, let's try one more. All right, so you tennis since 10 o'clock. How many sets? Okay, have played. Have you been playing? Have been playing. Have you played? Or are playing. Have you played? Okay, so, all right. So looks like that if you chose option B, have been playing, and have you played, that sounds correct. So it happened, started earlier, and was continuing still. And how many sets have you played? That means so far. All right, let's look at the third one real quick. Okay, we'll do a couple here. These dialogues will type the correct form for the verb in parentheses. Okay, number one, I'm very tired. Okay, we got walk too fast. Okay, or maybe you're right. We walked 10 kilometers in only 1 hour and a half. Okay, so, um, so this one we know that it would be the perfect form, have walked. Um, okay, so sounds like this one, this does have a present result, so we can use the continuous. Okay, have been walking. Okay, too fast. Okay, maybe you're right. Okay, so have walked 10 kilometers. Okay, saying how much we have done here. All right, we'll just do this one. You drink. You can't take the car. All right, and then, but I, okay, then you got only drink a couple of beers. All right, so let's see. Sounds like a fight. Okay, all right. So it sounds like it started and is continuing, so have been drinking. All right. And then we got but I. All right. So far, okay. Okay, have only drunk. Oops. Okay, past participle. Okay. That isn't true. You drink 4 beers. Okay. Same form. Have drunk 4 beers. All right. Well, excellent job with these exercises. It shows that you listened well. All right. You can learn to speak English with more confidence with me. I'm TESOL certified. I teach native U.S. English. I'm experienced in online tutoring, and I work with all learning levels and most age groups. So, whether you need help with grammar, speaking, vocabulary, or writing, or any other area, you come to the right place. Well, thank you all for watching my video and happy learning.